there something that you can tell the rest of your teammates or kind of advice about this round or what's different about this round, or is it just basketball at the end of the day?
And it's just basketball executing at the same level. We got even execute at a higher level now, more consistent. But we got experience. People in this locker room got experience being in conference finals and OG being in the finals and winning and PJ. So I think we all we understand these opportunities are rare, and you want to put yourself in the best position every night to win.
I know you grew up a Yankee fan, so to come here and play in the show the Yankee Stadium where you get that kind of ovation, just how cool is that?
I mean, it was special. Like you said, grew up a Yankees fan, diehard Yankees fan, and to be respected by New York that way, it means everything. The respect is everything to me. So it just makes you want to work harder.
You thought all about the possible NBA Finals matchup that could be happening?
We got to get there first. I ain't gonna worry about something that we ain't there yet. So step by step, you start thinking into the future and ahead. You never take care of the present. So I'm only thinking about right now this series.
Hey, Karl.
Hey.
You were only 5-6 years old for the end of the Pacers-Knicks rivalry, but you grew up a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
What are your memories of that rivalry from back in the 90s?
There's definitely a sense of hatred for each other, so I think that makes a good rivalry. That they have a history of finding a way to end each other's season. So it's up to us now to add our names into history and see what we could do.
Do you remember, like, your dad kind of make a big deal about hating the Pacers or anything like
that? I just know the atmosphere that New York had around for Reggie Miller, so I will remember that.
I have to follow up on that. I mean, Jalen and Josh have talked a lot about how last year has just left such a bad taste in their mouth. How much is that resonating and carrying over to the face of Pacers again?
I mean, just for me, I think I haven't been actually, I wasn't with them last year to have that kind of moment.
Their emotions, like to help.
Yeah, I mean, but for me, it's my emotions more as I got to the Western Conference Finals last year, and we didn't make it past that. We lost, so kind of being in this position again in the conference finals, you want to take that next step. You want to be able to get to the next round, and do better than what last year was. It's about always getting better every year.
What's the key for you guys to try to control the pace of this series and not let them, kind of run wild?
I mean, just execute, make sure our transition defense is good and we're balanced defensively. Like you said, they're going to push the pace. We have to be smart, intelligent defenders, as well as we got to work harder than them when they're pushing the pace like that.
Right now that you've been around Jalen for a whole season, he has this very unbothered demeanor when games get close and late. So he seems to kind of maintain the same mannerisms and mentality. Does that have an effect on the rest of the team? Like, if so, what is that effect?
I mean, it's great when you have someone who has a calming demeanor like that. Especially in those moments you talked about. JB's won the clutch player of the year for a reason. He's always made sure his mind and his skills were sharp when we needed him the most.
Part of the transition defense, there's a lot of aspects to it, I'm sure. But one of them is you want to get back and you don't want to be talking to refs because that gives them an extra step.
Yeah.
They're calling the playoffs differently. Is there like an emphasis on, all right, leave the refs alone, let's just get back on defense, and if you got to complain, just wait till a timeout or something like that?
I mean, a call is going to be the call. No call is going to be a no call. So at the end of the day, we just got to, there's obviously emotion and passion that goes into the game. So if we're going to be doing that, we just got to do that in the flow of getting back on defense, and also picking dead ball situations to talk to the refs about what we may not like. And that's really just going to be the key. It's going to be just being disciplined and executing. That's going to be it's been the situation that has propelled us into this position the first two series, and it's going to be the same thing that will propel us through this situation.
Even if you guys
7 of your 8 wins are come from behind the fourth. Obviously, you're down big for the Celtics and a lot of distance series now. What does that do for a team when you have so many these crazy wins?
I mean, it gives us confidence no matter where the game's at, the ebbs and flows of the game or a series. We feel we have a good chance to win. I think we've shown the fans that. But also, it shows that, that we haven't played 48 minutes of great basketball. I thought that the last game, again, in the Boston series, we finally looked like a team that got closer to playing all 48 minutes. We got to find a way to accomplish that every game now. This is the time to be at our best, and we need to be at our best.
Your numbers against them were pretty sensational in the regular season, and 2 of the games were like in the first couple weeks of the season. We're probably still sort of getting used to playing. Like what works for you against them, and do you think even maybe they haven't seen the best of how you feel playing with the Knicks?
Just doing whatever it takes to win, and I was just in positions where I was able to be aggressive and score the ball, and I just took the opportunities the defense gave me, and it was my teammates that got me set up and got me in a position to be able to do that. So I'm just worried about winning. I'm not worried about any of the stats or anything. As long as we could continue to find ways to put one up for the city, then that's all that really matters. It's just about getting wins at this point.
You mentioned that moment at Yankee Stadium. You and McKellen obviously accomplished a lot in your career before you come here. But what you did in the postseason, it seems like you thought of that differently. Do you guys feel that at all? That one, doing something in the playoffs with the Knicks treats you differently in New York, but also in your locker room, that guys maybe see McKellen do what he did, some of those late defensive plays, and maybe confidence and trust grows among you guys, proving yourselves.
I think you got a 2-part question. I think the first part, I see. That's a vet move right there, savvy. The first part, anytime you could do something special here in the city in New York, obviously it's magnified by 5, and to find success here in New York is something that is not for everyone, and it's something that's extremely difficult to do. And for us to be in this position, shows that we stepped up to the challenge, and we're also at the benefit of having amazing teammates and a support system, both of us. So shout out to the guys in the locker room, and shout out to our families and our support systems for helping us get to this point. Still more work to do, but it's like you said, it's sometimes good to take a step back and appreciate where you're at and where you came from, and also understand where you still have to go. To answer the second part, everyone in this locker room already knew how special Mikal was. Maybe people on the outside were late to notice, but our locker room knew who Mikal Bridges was and how important he was to our team. So it's not a shock to any of us that he's gotten some of the biggest stops, I would say, in Knicks history, at the most perfect times, and he's shown his worth. So like I said, for the people on the outside that were late to the Mikal Bridges fan club, we've already been there.
Karl, you were super physical in the post during Game 6. Had a lot of success with that. In those moments when you're really succeeding, getting down low, getting low post position, what do you feel like is working for you as well in those moments?
I just want to maximize the opportunities I get, and Game 6, I was fortunate to be in positions where I could capitalize on the defense, and I just wanted to make sure I made shout out ESPN. I just wanted to capitalize on those moments where I got a chance to go against the defensive scheme, and Game 6 gave me gave me a chance to do that, and shout out my teammates, giving me the chance to expose them.
Is it just like when you say go with the scheme? Is it like you're reading the double that they do really well, or is it communication from other guys on the just where you're positioning in the entry pass? Like, what do you feel like is specifically? What do you feel like was the biggest?
I think, I think for us it was just attacking early. So I feel like some of the games in the Boston series we were kind of easing into the game, kind of seeing how they have changed from game to game, and I think that last Game 6 was the first time that we came out the gates making them have to react to us instead of us reacting to them, and it worked out really well for us.